What is going on, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub, and I'm back with another video. And today, you guys already know I was on a little bit of an open-ended fast. So I'm going to break down whether or not I broke it, how much I lost, all kinds of great details right after this. What is going on? My name is C-Dub, and if you're new to my channel, I lost 125 pounds eating just one meal a day. I'd like to welcome you. I started this channel to help you out with tips, tricks, and knowledge that I've learned along my way and my journey to help you on your journey. And to my weight loss warriors, the people that come in and out, day in and day out, all the time and watch this channel, I want to thank you so much for being a part of it. I mentioned it last night in my live video for those of you that joined me. If not, scroll down one video and check that bad boy out. I think it was a pretty good live. I talked about the fact that I was going to record this today and get you all the information. So I'm going to hop right into it. So, as you guys know, I went on January 6th on an open-ended fast. I said, I'm going to fast for however long I want to. In reality, I really started my fast the day before because I didn't eat after dinner. So I didn't eat anything after dinner on Sunday. And so Monday night, that is the 24-hour mark, and I proceeded to continue my fast on. And Tuesday evening, which is the 48-hour mark, I was coaching wrestling, and that was intense. So, and then we went into Wednesday, and I'm going to break it into more detail in a minute, I promise. And Wednesday night, before I went live, right around dinner time, I broke my fast. So 72 hours, I had some pasta, and I gave up the fast. And I'm going to explain a few different reasons because I said my minimum was 72, and I may go longer. So there's a lot of different things that happen during this fast. I think every fast is unique. First and foremost, I got on the scale Monday morning and weighed myself, and then I weighed myself again on Tuesday. So Monday was a typical day. I had my OMAD meal. The next morning I weighed myself, and I checked my standard weight. And then day number 2 I weighed myself, and I lost 5.6 pounds in one day. So why is that important to you as a viewer of this channel? It really goes to show you guys that when you fast in a simple 48 hours of time, you can drop massive amount of weight. But does that mean you've lost weight? Well, in the scientific sense, you absolutely have lost weight. But do you really think I lost 5.6 pounds in one day? Well, if you do think that, let me break something down for you. The average person can burn 1 pound of body fat on a fasted day. That's it, 1 pound of body fat. But I lost 5.6 pounds. So you got to wrap your mind around the fact that when you're not eating, your body is going to come a little bit more dehydrated, and it's also, more importantly than anything else, it's going to burn through any reserves you have, any glycogen reserves. It's going to burn them right out of your body. Once it's burnt your glycogen reserves right out of your body, that's taking pounds and pounds off of you, that the second you eat, that weight is going to come directly back because you're going to store the new glycogen that your body is creating right back into those muscles. And that is a big deal. So ultimately, 5.6 pounds is not a surprise, but it's also not a true weight loss. So moving on from there, day number 2 of the fast, we're talking about I got on the scale Wednesday morning and I lost 2.4 pounds. 2.4 pounds, which totaled me as an 8-pound loss. So I ended up fasting for 72 hours and I lost 8 pounds. But honestly speaking, I probably lost 2 full pounds of fat off of my body, not anything more than that. And the scale reflected on the day after the fast a gain of 6 pounds. And then now today that I've been able to settle and move into my normal routine, I was back down another 2 pounds. So I'm still 4 pounds lighter than I initially started the journey, but I'm overall going to eventually settle that back down to maybe a 2-pound weight loss. Now comes the interesting stuff, the stuff that I find to be the most fascinating. I had to coach a wrestling match, which I've never done. But before I break into that too, I lifted weights every single day of this fast. And day 1 was standard and normal. I lifted, I didn't feel much. I woke up on day 2 with no soreness, which was a little bit weird. And I'm going to break some more details on that out in a minute. And then I went into Tuesday and lifted, and then eventually into Wednesday and lifted. But on Tuesday, I also coached at night. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that I barely made it. I was coaching and yelling and screaming and encouraging my kids and getting excited. And when there was close to a pin, I'm running and jumping up and down. And when there's a pin, I'm happy. And when I lose, I'm sad. And everything's going on. And I could feel that I wasn't quite right. And the main thing that's interesting about that is, normally speaking, I don't eat on wrestling match days. So I normally coach fasted. This is not something unusual, but I'm normally 24 hours or so fasted when I start coaching, not 48 hours fasted. And I really paid for it. I had to lay down on the bus ride back because I just did not feel right. I came home and talked to my wife, and I said, there's no doubt that I'm breaking this fast tomorrow. And I kind of made my mind up right then. It was too late for me to eat. I didn't want to eat at 10 o'clock at night. And I decided, I'd even told my team that I will open the weight room for them in the morning, but I would not be participating in lifting because I didn't feel like I had much left in me. When the morning came, I went to the school and I was feeling better, and I did end up lifting weights, but that was another mistake because that sent my day downhill. I did not feel good at all on the last day. And I know, looking back at this fast, that there's a few things that I can learn from that. One of which is, I should not be lifting weights during my fast, and I probably shouldn't be doing something stressful like coaching a wrestling match. If you're going to go on a long-term fast, you probably should be at a place where you're off of work for a period of time, where you can relax and you can kind of just chill and stay on one easy level of energy, because I just couldn't handle it. Now, I understand that if I were to do it often, I probably would be fine, but I was totally not used to it, and it was very obvious. But that isn't the only thing that was interesting. One thing that I also found out was, as I told you guys, I ate before the live. Well, during the live, I didn't really mention anything, but I started to feel my chest a little bit and my arms a little bit. And then I woke up this morning and I could feel my back and my biceps and my chest really, really good. And I had the feel that I normally have when I've had a good workout. But I had the workout on Monday and I had not eaten yet. So I'm not over here to put any kind of medical claims out here, and I'm not over here to tell you anything that I know what this is or why this happened. But after I ate, the lactate acid or the ripped muscles and all of that began to be sore, as if I had just lifted a couple of days later, which I found to be fascinating. So I don't know if that is my body now getting what it needs to actually build muscle, or if it just happened to be a coincidence. And the inflammation was so low during the fast that the second I ate, the inflammation came back, and I would have been sore at this point for my chest workout on Monday either way. Who knows what the right answer there is? I'm sure there's some kind of trainer somewhere that would tell you, or some kind of doctor, but it's very interesting to note that I had soreness. I think it's the most fascinating thing of this whole thing today from Monday. And it's Thursday, so that blows my mind on it. But I think there's a lot of things we can learn. I got one other thing that I want to talk about, and that's the mental side of fasting. Sometimes the mental side of fasting is what gets us, and it gets me almost every single time. Have you ever wondered why C-Dub's never done a prolonged fast? Well, let me kind of break that out. When I say prolonged, beyond 72. This is like my 5th 72-hour fast or something, but I get to 72 and I eat. Why? Why is 72 my magic number? Sure, I could have gridded through this one, and I could have gridded through today, and then I could have made it a day longer, and I could have done things. But I have a problem, and the problem is I look at a lot of the science of fasting, and I kind of try to figure out what's going on and what's best for you. And all of the science on prolonged fasting, you have to understand there's not a lot of studies done on people in prolonged fasting. Most of the prolonged fasting studies are done in animals. And so when we talk about autophagy, it's exclusively done in animals because it's new, and they can't hire humans to not eat for long periods of time. There's so many loopholes and things they have to go through, and I'm sure they'll get around to it on some level, but right now the research just isn't there, but it is there in animals. And what it says in animals is that your autophagy at 24 hours, let's just call it, we're going to make up a number. Let's say your autophagy is at a level 5. Well, your autophagy at 48 hours is a level 10. But at 72 hours, your autophagy level is an 11. And anything beyond that it doesn't move up from that 11 very quick. And you might have to go days before you get it to a 12. So ultimately, once you've gone through 72 hours of fasting, there's just not a lot of benefit in animal studies. Now, that doesn't mean that it's true in people, and I have heard some amazing stories about people that did prolonged fasting and cured all kinds of interesting and cool things. You guys know I've supported channels like A Healthy Alternative where they talk about those things. But I'm talking about, for me personally, it's a hurdle that I have trouble getting over, understanding the return for my investment. So in other words, if you go 72 hours, you are getting maximum, in a way, autophagy benefits, and it doesn't increase from there. So you might as well eat and then get back to it again, and eat and get back to it again, and just back and forth. And that way, if you really wanted some serious autophagy benefits, it would almost be like you can eat and every 3 days and you're going to get that deep autophagy. Whereas it starts to taper down after 72, and it's just not worth the effort to fast. And I end up telling myself that. And I'm not at all trying to shy you away from doing a long-term fast. You do you. You fast your little heart out. Just make sure that you know you're being monitored and all of those kind of good things. But ultimately, at the end of the day, for me, it's a mental block. The fact that I know that it's just not gaining as much as it did in the first bit of the fast. So there's so much to take away from this. I think you guys should understand that just because I had 8 pounds move on the scale, it's not real, and I've already gained 4 of those back, and I'm guessing by next Monday I will have gained 2 more, and I'm going to be sitting about 2 pounds lighter. And if I don't change any eating habits between now and March, I'm going to have gained that 2 pounds back, and I'll be right back at the base when I started this fast. But if I eat a little better and I do right, maybe I can use that, keep that 2 pounds off. Who knows? And who knows which direction things will go. Of course, I will keep you posted about that in the future, but it's very interesting, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the reasons why I quit, what I learned, and some of the struggles I had on this fast. So I know you see my face right there. It will subscribe to this channel. If you click on it, it is free to do so, and the information that I'm hooking you up with is priceless. Go over here and check out my video on autophagy. I appreciate you guys. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.